Okay.
Okay. Are you normally playing Zoom these days?
Zoom and some reg tables.
Okay.
I avoid Zoom because of this time of the day. There's not so many players on
Really?
Zoom. Yeah. That's
It's
there
poker
are
stars. There's always a
yeah
million players online.
yeah there are 300 more, but
It seems like a lot,
yeah,
but
but
it's not a lot.
more regs, I think.
Okay.
And how you do it? You are always online. You don't sleep.
I guess I don't know. I think our time zone is different, so I'm probably just up when you're up. I don't know. I don't know. What time is it there?
It's almost 4 a.m.
Okay. Yeah,
and
it's
they're
only like 11.
11. Yeah.
And so or you just follow standard ranges, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And so what's standard here?
C-bet, because I have a gut shot and second pair. Half pot.
Okay. This looks like your Doom HUD, or yeah.
No, this one, the one I made.
Oh, okay. Yeah, looks pretty detailed.
Well, I think I'm going to start from scratch. I was thinking on make one with less stats,
Hmm.
because I don't know. I think I don't need them here on NL5, and I think I should get better on stats, so should start from the ground up, I think.
I think so too. Yeah, just a basic HUD. I noticed table one you bet like 2/3 with trips on the river.
Yeah.
You might as well bet pot. I mean, he's either gonna call you or not. I don't think it really matters the sizing.
Okay, makes sense. Yeah. If he calls no matter what.
Yeah. And
Okay.
like so like if you were bluffing, you could bet like 1/3 pot because like I said, he's just gonna either call or fold. So, bet as cheaply as you can as a bluff. Just bet as big as you can for value.
For value. You think I should bet on table one since they
Yes.
both?
Yep. Bet.
You use you using older manager, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm using the HUD internet gave me.
Okay. Okay. Because I get the heat maps from Pro Poker Heads, and
Oh yeah, yeah.
I can share with you if you want. But if you're not using, but
Heat maps. I do have Pro Poker HUD's HUD. Do you know they have a HUD?
yeah, I tried for a trial, but I didn't buy it.
Okay, I think I got it maybe before they were selling it. Like I got the beta version, so I have the like full version, and I get to keep it. So I think I haven't tried it in a while, but yeah, it's a pretty cool HUD. But it's easier for me to use the HUD my coach gave me because he knows how to look at when I post a hand history. I can post my HUD.
Yeah, and he uses, so it's better. Yeah.
Yeah.
You think I should defend a 6 on the
No.
small blind?
No. Just a fold.
Yeah, on table one, he folds 86, big blind versus small blind open. I should open any two, right?
Yep.
Uh, Now I have third pair. I think I see
So
that
you should bet pot.
here.
I know, yeah, I know Gordon like tells you to bet like small, but there's just, yeah, I'll tell you after. Okay, now I'd probably just like check. But yeah, because there's so much equity available that you're going to get called so much by like Jack 10, Queen 10, Ace 6. Like you want to discourage a lot of those hands to
Of
call you.
course.
So I would do the same thing here.
And table two.
Yeah. So like when it's a low board, there's just a lot of equity available and allows your opponents to continue wider. So you should bet bigger to discourage them when you're not that strong. But I mean, I would bet big with a good hand too.
And now on the turn, I think I should check back. I don't.
Yep. Yeah, you didn't.
No fold.
Yeah, it doesn't. It connects with the board and not with your hand. So yeah, give it up.
Okay, you think stats for aggression we should have them on the HUD? You have it, aggression?
I don't have aggression, but I have one win soft flop, and that kind of helps in terms of finding out how aggressive somebody is. I mean, if somebody has a low one win soft flop, they just can't be that aggressive. So
Okay.
that's what I use.
And you base some decisions on that?
Yeah, like if somebody three barrels and they have a low one win soft flop, I'll never hero call. If they have a super high one win soft flop, then I will hero call.
Okay.
So those are like how I use it.
Okay, what is the for in your opinion the medium, the average, the guy?
Like between 43 and 47
Okay.
is normal. Yeah, below that is really passive, and higher than that is really aggressive. Do you have that on your HUD?
Yes, I think so. It's this one, 1164.
Okay.
That's 53.
Yep. Okay.
I raised the donk bet and he re-raised it. I think I have to fold
Yeah, you could fold.
even for this price, but I have nothing.
So another thing, I notice you do a lot of min raising on the small blind. Do you always min raise?
Yes.
How are you doing in a small blind? Do you know how often your steal is successful?
No. I have to check it out on the software, but I didn't so far.
Okay, I would check it out, and if it's not at least like if it's not around 50%, then I would consider raising to 3x instead.
Okay, even with the bad hands, or
Yeah, because if your opponents are always calling just because you're betting you're only raising min, then you might as well not open your bad hand.
okay, sure.
Right? Like we had the guy who was folding 80 something percent, so we opened 5 deuce suited, but because we min open, maybe he defends a lot more.
Yeah.
And so it makes it bad. So yeah, I just would look at how often your steal is successful, and you only need about 50% steals for it to be like break even. So first look to see if it's around there, and if not, then probably have to raise bigger. Change your raise size.
Yeah, makes sense because we also are going to play out of position, so
Yeah. Like in fact, I would probably just say raise 3x, like if ever you're gonna steal from the small blind.
and you would have to tighten up a little bit the range.
Well, my standard range is tighter, but just like how you open the 5 deuce offsuit, I would still do that if the guy's folding a lot.
You think I should bet bigger than 3/4 on the table too?
I think it's good to go for. Yeah, you could go. You could bet pot if you want. Yeah. I mean, pretty much you're only getting action from an ace or a flush
Or
draw,
first row?
and so it doesn't matter if you bet pot.
You using the ranges you use was internet that gave it to you?
Yep, like he didn't really. Like, I guess he gave it to me. I don't know, but we kind of just did it on the fly. Like he saw how I was playing and how what sizing I used to raise and stuff like that, and then we just kind of designed range that's suitable for my game.
Oh, okay. And you did that as a as homework or thing like that too.
Well, we did that in our coaching session,
Oh,
and
nice.
then I just transferred it all onto like easy to read like Flopzilla. So do you put any live play videos
On YouTube?
on YouTube?
No, I didn't do it so far.
Okay. Are you going to?
Uh, no, I don't know. I'm going to ask Gordon if it's okay. You doing it?
I put I put two live play videos. One I had Hans, he was sweating me, and one it was by myself.
You had Johan? Oh,
No,
Iron.
Hans the Great.
Oh, okay, okay. I think I have to go against this Shivet.
Yeah, it's pretty small. Yeah. How much is this three bet?
5%.
Is it only 300? Where's the hand sample? How many hands?
Yeah,
Oh, 300
336.
hands. Yeah. Okay.
Easy bets in position, but it's only two sample size.
Yeah, you just have to like call flop and then probably fold turn. Check and hope he checks.
Ace king.
Okay.
You think I should take a note?
Like what?
Like it doesn't bluff on the river?
I don't know. I don't think so because that's the strongest hand that he could have. That's not a made hand. So if he wasn't going to bluff, that's like the kind of hand not to bluff with. So
Yeah, because
it's
he
not really
has.
worth it.
Yeah, he still have some showdown equity, showdown value.
Yeah. Well, not really. But I mean, it looks to him, it's at least going to look better than if he had like I don't know, Queen 10.
Yeah, sure.
What will you do if he raises?
On table one,
Yep.
it depends on the size. If he's min raise, I think I call. If he's more, I think I have to fold.
Okay, that's reasonable.
I don't think he has a flush though.
Like maybe he would min raise Queen Jack or a set. I just played a session. I was going to play longer, but right at the beginning, I got stacked and then I lost a big pot right after. So I was just like, screw this. It was
Do
pretty sick. I would just limp. Actually, I would fold here. You could limp on the button
with the
here.
ace.
Yeah, yeah. I was leaving in the big blind, and I opened under the gun. I had a good hand, and then I got three bet, and I defended, and then I flopped top two pair. I check raised, and then he got it in with an overpair, and then runner to straight. So I was
Yeah.
just like, fuck. Right as I was leaving, too. I hate when that happens.
you
Okay, so here I would bet half pot, and you could just bet three streets half pot, and that'll be that will be the same or even more value than betting like two big streets.
and on table one. I think I have to bet off pot.
You should probably check, because if your opponent has two overcards like Jack 10, then he's or Queen King whatever. Hold on, King Jack. Yeah, he's not going to fold anyway. You could just call now. So it's like the same bet you would have put in on the flop, you could put it in on the turn. Only thing now he could be bluffing, whereas he can't call a bet without a hand, right? So at this point, it's unlikely he's bluffing, so you could just give up now.
Yeah.
But yeah, like the purpose to be betting there would be either value or protection, and you can't really expect a hand with equity to fold like King Jack. It's going to call anyway. So you're not getting protection, and you can't really expect a hand like pocket fives to call. So you're not value betting either.
You think I should three bet table two?
Sure.
When you think about three betting or not, you look to his race first in.
Generally, I just have ranges that I three bet. So ace king, I would just always three bet here.
Okay, and on this flop,
You could bet like half pot. What were you thinking to do?
yeah, half pot because it's an fault.
Yeah. Okay, fold. Actually, James was telling me today that on queen high boards, he C bets really big, like 3/4 pot, and he gets 90% folds so far in three bet pots. So maybe that's something to try out.
To try. So bet big when it's a queen eye board on the three bet
Yeah,
pots.
and then give up. You could try that out to see how often you get a fold. If you get a lot of folds, then it's good.
Okay. When you have like kings and aces against guys who fold a lot to three bet, you think it's good to just flat?
Only if that is combined with the people behind being super aggressive,
Oh, okay.
because I want to make sure there's at least a good chance a lot of money gets in the pot pre-flop. So if everybody else is passive still, then it's just too good to flat, because you allow him to just continue with any two and like suck out and all those kinds of things. You have to charge him.
Sure. And on table one, you think I should bet 65? It's okay, more?
3/4. What's 3/4?
Yeah, 60.
Okay. Yeah, at least that. And yeah, but actually just shove. Maybe like 1.5 and force him to either jam or no, not 1.5. I meant like 150%. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
1.5 times pot. Yeah, just like force him to play for stacks.
Oh,
Make it
okay.
like 350 or something.
Overbet.
Yeah. Because with two flush draws on board, there's going to be a flush or a king or a 10 or a queen or just some nasty river so much. So here, this is a good spot to go for a check raise or a small bet, because like we said, like people have so much equity available on this kind of board, they'll continue a lot. So, yeah, now I would go for a check raise because he could have a lot of flushes in 8x and then also air that's going to fold to another bet. So it's good to go for a check raise here.
And the
And
test size.
you're going to have to make it probably like $2. So you could jam on the river.
Yeah, if he has like the ace of diamonds, it's going to have a hard time folding this.
But I mean, if he has a flush also or an 8, he's just never folding.
Yeah. King deuce versus I mean raise. You think I should call?
It's probably just a fold, especially if you consider these stakes have the highest rake.
Yeah.
You probably don't want to defend any more than you have to. And queen or king deuce offsuit is a little bit wide. So here you folded. You could call. You could 3-bet. You're on the butt.
The king 9 suited.
Yep.
Okay, makes sense. Yeah.
So what does orange mean? Is that a regular or like what are the colors?
Knit. Orange. Okay. Orange is a knit. I categorize them about the VPIP. You think I should do it in another way, different?
No. Show me how you have it again. So here, I think you 3-bet too small. Okay, so you have a lot of colors. I just think the one thing I would say is like you could probably make it less. Like knit. Yeah, here you just jam. Do people 4-bet bluff at 5-L?
Yeah, sometimes. It's fine.
Okay. Yeah, so you have all these different labels for knit. You could just make it like one label. Like you have nitty, tag, rock, knit. You could just make it like knit. You know what I mean? You don't need all three of them.
Yeah, and okay.
I'm lucky. Queen. But yeah, you could just make it like less labels. But I mean, if you're used to it, then you could stick with it.
Yeah, I think it's true because pretty much they're all the same.
Yeah.
Table 2, I think I should overcall or just
I think you could 3-bet. I mean, you're going to be in the worst position at the table, and you're going to be 4-way. I mean, your hand is good multi-way, but you still don't really want to be calling big bets out of position. You usually can't call more than the flop C-bet. So you could rep, an ace-king, an overpair type of hand, and still hit a lot of like 8, 6, 10 boards and stuff like that. So
Yeah. You think I should bet bigger on table 2 because of the possible flush draw?
no, it's a fine size. I think on the turn you should bet. If it's like a brick, I think you should bet pot. The flop is fine though. But also it helps you to value bet if, let's say, you had ace king and you bet pot on the turn. If a flush comes in, your opponent folded some flush draws on the turn because you bet so big that sometimes you could go for another value bet with ace king.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas if you bet like 2/3 on the turn and a flush comes in, well, your opponent didn't fold any flushes, so it's a lot harder to bet the river.
Yeah.
Also, another thing, like people are really scared of when flushes come in. If the board has an ace to the flush or any like a bunch of high cards, so if it's like ace, queen, nine to the flush and then two other cards, it's probably a lot less likely that your opponent has a flush on that board because most of people's flushes are ace high and queen high and like just high cards. So there's not much flushes available. So you should pay attention to that. Like if the board is like 2, 3, 7 to the flush, then pretty much every flush is available. Do you
Yeah.
know what I mean?
The higher cards, yes. You could have
Yeah.
any ace X suited.
Yeah.
Here, I think I shouldn't 3-bet because I didn't realize it after I made the 3-bet because he only folds 55% to the 3-bet.
Yeah, it's so fine. It's okay. I mean, your hand is kind of like just good enough to do it.
Okay, and
Because it's not the biggest deal if he calls. You have a playable hand.
okay, and against this kind of guys, we should avoid the 3-betting for bluff and just 3-bet for
Yes.
value.
Yeah. The only thing is, I would kind of consider like 9-7 suited is like it's not really a bluff. Like it's not like 9 deuce suited. You know,
Yeah.
it's pretty playable. So I think it's still okay to 3-bet that hand. But yeah, if I wouldn't 3-bet any like complete air hand.
Sure.
But then you probably want to 3-bet wider for like value. So maybe like if you wouldn't normally 3-bet like queen 10 suited, maybe you do it, because he's going to call a lot wider.
Okay, you think it's good to have like a default range for let's say a guy opens 14% for example, and we have a 3-bet range, and a guy who opens a little bit more, we have another range.
Play this hand first. Just don't bet half pot. Bet like 3/4. Okay, so like having a default range. Like I think you should have a default range, but then you adjust it. Like you know how if you're using Flopzilla, have you ever used Flopzilla?
Yes, but
You know how there's like a scale, like you could like use the slider, and if you slide it one way, more hands are included, and if you slide it the other way, some hands are removed.
no.
Well, okay, you know how if there's like a scale. But anyway, basically you have a standard. Okay, here would probably be a four bet. How much is he three betting here?
Versus the cutoff 7.
Yeah, you could probably four bet, but you could call too, whichever one you want.
Ah,
You just got to give up.
yeah.
Yeah, so basically, like you could have a standard like three bet range, right? But then if the guy's really tight, then you take off some of the worst hands. So let's say pocket tens is your worst hand to three bet. If the guy's really tight, then you don't three bet pocket tens. Let's say the guy's really loose, maybe you add now pocket nines. So that's kind of how I do it.
Okay. And
So you have a standard range, but then you just add a little hands to some ranges and take a little off of others.
okay, and you tried against you do any calculations on the on Flopzilla or something like that?
Not for that in particular. But like just like I said, if the like with the guy before who was folding 55% to three bet, normally let's say in the big blind, I wouldn't three bet a hand like King 10 suited if he raised on the button. But because he's not folding to three bet, I might three bet King 10 suited for value.
Yeah.
So here it's not a C bet in the first place. You have a gut shot, but it's to the non-nuts, and your opponents can both have ace king. Like not everybody three bets ace king in these positions. But you have an easy fold now because you're drawing to a bad straight. But yeah, you don't have a C bet because you have an under straight. So even when you hit the straight, I think there's two higher straights available: ace king and king nine, or is it ace king and king nine? When you hit a jack.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're going to run into like bigger straights, and then you're going to call it a cooler, but it's not really a cooler because
Yeah, because you played bad. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, the coolers I'm having these days, it's like when I have kings, someone has aces. If I have ace king and I three bet for bet, everybody
Uh,
has aces or kings. It's been like this,
that sucks.
and yeah. Yesterday I was playing and I three bet. I think it was under the gun a fish, and
Uh
he
huh.
four bets and jam. Yeah, he has like king six and I have ace king, and he
Uh huh.
hit the six on the river. Unbelievable.
Yeah, that's it happens, but yeah, nothing you can do. Yeah, these are tricky spots. Probably call one bet and then hope that he shuts down with
Uh,
his ace king. Unfortunately, ace king
Ace king
got there
got
now. Okay, so you have a bluff here, not a. Well, I don't know if what Gordon told you, but yeah, you should just bluff on this river.
yeah.
Okay, that's fine. But yeah, if you don't have any showdown value, then
It's better to bluff.
it's fine to bluff. You don't have to make it big because oftentimes your opponent can have like second, third pair. Sometimes he just has like another flush draw too, or he has like ace high. So you could just bet like half pot
Yeah, we
because
never.
you're not folding top pair, right?
Yeah, we're
Ever.
not expecting to fold a king, yeah, or a queen, yeah.
Yeah. So you could bet small. You could bet even like one third pot.
How many hours you playing a day, on average?
Maybe five. if you include stop loss. Like, I try to play 7.
Yeah, 7, it's a lot.
What about you?
I'm playing 5 on average.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, but then I have the weekends and I play like 12, 12. Yeah, I usually play uh, like 25 hours.
A week?
No, Saturday and Sunday altogether.
What the hell? What's
Yeah,
wrong with you? You're crazy.
yeah, I know. I wanna make this, but I don't have a free day since I started, and I'm getting crazy, man.
I can imagine.
Yeah, last Sunday I played, I think, close to 17k hands.
Oh my god, it takes me like a week to play that many.
Yeah, but it's when things go right and go well, it's easy. But when things start to go wrong, it's very hard because
Yeah.
after this I have a very bad session, and then I go to work and frustrated. It's like a
Yeah. Oh, pot. You should pot here.
snowball effect.
Actually, no, hold on. I was gonna say, I just realized he has almost nothing left. You could just shove. He has $1.47.
On table one, I think I should see that like half pot.
I think you should check back
Okay.
because this is a board that's going to get check raised a lot, and you have a lot of equity. Like, you really want to see the other cards come out, right?
Yeah.
So if it was heads up, I would bet, but first two, I would check back. Is this a 3-bet pot?
On table two,
Yeah.
I isolate him. Yeah.
Oh,
If
okay.
he opens big, I'm just going to shove.
Yep. Yep. And you still have 45%. Isn't that sick?
Yeah.
He has top 2 and he's flipping.
You analyze a lot of boards like flops and
Yeah, but not in the same way you do. Like, I don't really I don't really analyze like all in situations or things like that. I just kind of play like my range versus their range, and like, I would like make like the range that I think somebody will bet we're having that. Let me start that over. The range somebody will have in their range, or the range somebody will have, and then I would kind of guess what they would bet on the flop, what they would bet on the turn, what they would bet on the river, and then I would design what I'm going to call on the flop, turn, and river.
yeah,
That's usually how I do it.
that thing that to make break even his bluffs, like
Yeah,
that
yeah.
thing. Yeah, I started to read the book of Matthew Janda. I don't know if you heard about it.
Applications of No Limit Hold'em.
Yeah.
Yep, I have that book.
Do you think it's good?
I do think it's good. Probably like too advanced for 5 and L.
Yeah, sure.
It's maybe like applicable at like 100 NL or higher.
Or higher.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
because it's too complicated. Like, there's so many spots that they don't really apply to these stakes.
you think I should call the 10 jack on
You
table
should
one?
3-bet.
Yeah, I think, yeah, I thought that it's very, very complicated, yeah. But if one starts to working on that, I think it's get easier. I don't know. I remembered when I saw that the exercises you are doing that you also gave one to me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's. I think it's has to do with that thing to make. I don't know how.
Yeah, it's good. It's just the thing is like to me, whenever I would like play these stakes to I don't know, test out a line or whatever, it doesn't have the same effect at these stakes as it does at my limit because people play different.
Sure,
So I'm not so sure how effective like studying GTO is for the micros
sure.
because like GTO will tell you, oh, you should call on this river at my stakes because my opponent is playing GTO. But if your opponent is never bluffing because he's not playing GTO, then you shouldn't call, right?
Yeah,
So it's just like some stuff don't apply.
yeah. I think it makes sense to do like use it for the unknowns and use like an exploitative play like the guys you have stats on and you have reads.
Yeah, I'm inclined to believe the best way to beat these limits are some sort of exploitive play. So it's like a matter of finding out what the best exploitive strategy is. Probably, it's interesting. I mean, probably unlikely he would bet a 10, and he probably would have bet an ace earlier. So it's interesting. I don't know. It's up to
Let's
you.
go. Yeah, okay. Okay.
Oh, wow. Nice value bet. So yeah, I think it's harder to go with that strategy here. Here's like a good spot to check raise or yeah to raise because it's a dry board. You're going to get a lot of folds, and you have a lot of equity when called. Generally, I would just bet on my outs. So if we hit a club or a 7 or a 9 or an 8 or a 5, so I would bluff those cards, and on the other cards I would give up.
No, yeah, I should check back.
Yeah, I mean the ace is a scare card, so maybe that's like one of the. Maybe you could also bluff an overcard, but kind of gets to a point where just bluffing so much at that point.
Yeah. You think I should
I think you should give up.
give up? And here on table one, you think it's good to check raise on the flush draw?
Did you check raise on the flop?
Yeah,
Yeah, and then you bet the turn?
yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, so today, a couple times I called 3-barrel bluffs today, and I'm just thinking about that for your situation. Like, if you called any of those spots I called, you probably would lose because people don't really 3-barrel bluff as frequently. But I was in the spots and I was like, well, this is in my calling range, and I know that my opponent has kind of like a this amount of bluffs, so it was like a standard call. But your opponents aren't thinking the same way, right? They're
Yeah,
not like, okay, I have this many bluffs and this many value hands, and they're not thinking like that. So it wouldn't make sense to bluff catch all the time.
it would be like a more tight GTO.
I don't know. I think you should talk to Jims. He's doing really well lately.
Yeah, I
He
talked.
seemed to have found like some kind of style that's crushing at the micros.
Yeah, I talked to him a little bit ago, and we are. I think we are going to make a session tomorrow.
Okay, that's good. I've been trying to find a good like exploitive strategy for this limits so I could like help some people, but honestly, I can't really figure it out because people just play so different. I don't understand it.
Yeah, they're crazy. Yeah, I think I should just use the no bullshit 6 max lines and stick to them.
Pretty much, yeah. I think that is probably a, a good way to go. And then for some like kind of more exploitive strategies, you should talk to Jim's, see what he's doing that works really well,
Yeah.
and just kind of do a combination of those two things. And I would, yeah, forget about GTO. Like maybe start learning it once you get to like 100 or 200 or something. But you don't need it now.
You think I should just fold or
Pre-flop?
yeah.
No, it's you're getting really good odds. You could give up now. Yeah, you're getting really good odds, and you're pretty much you always know when you're ahead, right? You flop a set, you know you have the best hand, so
Yeah.
it's not hard to play.
You what is that you have for flop? You have like flop c bet, fold to flop c bet, check raise.
I think I have every stat that can be used in a poker HUD on my HUD. Like I have at least as many as you, and then I have a pop every single like one of your stats. I have a pop up, a different pop up.
Different for everyone.
So I have about 50 stats on my HUD, and then I have like 20 pop ups.
So you have to take almost 1 year just to to get used to
That's why,
this.
yeah, it takes forever to make a decision. I have to look at everything.
I think I should see bet this flop because it's very dry.
Yeah,
And
but
now I got a flush draw. You think I should call?
yes.
Now,
Yeah, but I do think you should see bet that board. I think if you have a lower flush draw here on the turn, then maybe you should raise. But because you have showdown value, I think it's good to just call.
now I think I have to call.
I don't know. I mean, at my stakes, yeah. I just don't know how many people. I just don't know how often people bluff. That's the
Yeah.
thing. I just feel like people don't bluff at these stakes. So it's like, I almost feel like saying you should always make a hero fold. But
Yeah.
I don't know. What do you think? Based on your experience, do you think it's better to hero fold or hero call at these
I
stakes?
think to hero fold.
Yeah, that's kind of what I think
Yeah,
too.
I think my main leak it's not believing, it's calling too much. I think.
Yeah, that's pretty much the major league for players up to like all the way like 50 and now and below. That's the main leak I always notice. People call with hands they shouldn't call. And then also people are not bluffing. So it doesn't make any sense. Everybody hero calls, but nobody bluffs. So it's just like just play for value and you make a lot of money. It seems like.
Yeah. I think here on table one, I think this guy has a pretty strong hand because of min three bet. and it's kind of tight, so I think I'm check folding now, depending on the size.
Mm-hmm.
For this size, I think I have to call. What do you think?
Yep. Yep. For that size, yeah. And here you have to call the 3-bet. It's too small. What is it? 60 big blinds or 6 big blinds? He made it.
Uh,
Yeah, 30 cents, right? 6 big blinds.
yeah. Now
So,
fold, and I bet pot.
what do you want to do?
Fold.
Okay.
You think I should call?
No. Go fold. The other day, I was in a 200 and a table. I got squeezed with eights. I had 8 of diamonds, and the button bet. The other guy folded, and I just jammed all in.
And
And he
pre-flop?
folded. No, on the flop, it was just like that. Like I just had like an underpair with 8 of diamonds. I had eights, like in that same spot,
Yeah.
but it was 3-way. He squeezed, and I just jammed, and then he folded, and I picked up $100.
Yeah,
So
nice.
it's like I just went a silver style. It's just like, let's go.
It's all the style.
But I don't know. It's kind of like I'm not sure. Like I saw Phil Ivey do it too, and he's really good. But you probably shouldn't. Like I probably shouldn't follow what those guys do. But I know. I don't know. I just thought it's not so bad. It could be really bad though. But when you pick up $100 and you don't even go to showdown, it feels really good.
Yeah. You playing on stars or only full tilt?
I don't really play on. I'm not playing on full tilt right now because there's not a good enough rake back. So I'm playing kind of like wherever I have good rake back. And stars is, I guess it's pretty good with like supernova. So I play a little bit of stars and then some other places too.
Okay, you play Zoom or just regular tables?
A little bit of both. I don't really play like I'm not like a regular at Zoom. Like I don't like load up 4 tables and just play Zoom. But maybe I'll play like 1 Zoom table and then I'll play like 3 regular tables. Something like that.
Yeah, makes sense.
Because honestly, the Zoom games, they're not so good because you're basically just playing rags most of the time.
Yeah, and even the fishes get better because they can fast fold, so they don't play so many trash.
So this is the type of board where every flush is available,
Yeah,
right? So if he bets again on the river,
I have
then I
fold.
would call. Yeah.
You think I should fold earlier in the hand, like in the turn?
Possibly. Just because like he has I didn't see the action. Okay. Yeah.
Probably
Okay.
here.
I think I think it's probably a turn fold just because he could have literally every flush. And he also has overpairs too. And he also has sets.
Yeah,
Right?
and if he doesn't have a hand, he wouldn't bet like
I mean,
on
the worst hand he probably has here is like
ace nine.
ace queen offsuit with the ace of clubs, and that's
Yeah,
even bad for you too,
yeah,
because that has a flush draw and 2
two
overs.
overs.
So you're not really doing well versus anything.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna go get some food. Well, actually, I'm gonna go to the gym and then I'll eat after. But I don't
Sure.
know. You could message me again later in the week. I'll give you a sweat again.
Okay, thanks a lot.
Yeah, no
and
problem.
have a nice day or night. I don't know. I think it's night there.
It's like midnight, but I'm gonna just go do a workout and then
Yeah.
watch some TV and wake up in the morning and grind again.
Okay. Good luck then.
All right, bye.
Bye.